What's up, guys? It is Crowbar and Ms. Media, and we are back after a frankly ludicrous amount of time. Much longer than was intended.
Not JonTron levels.
Not JonTron levels. We haven't gone 6 months, but we have gone 2, which was by no means what we wanted to do. But sometimes life happens, and we're going to walk you through what went on and what's going to be going on in this update, which is for February 4th? I guess this will go up on the 5th. Last time I put up a video of any kind was a Spyro stream, which was just over 2 months ago. And the last time I gave you guys an update was even longer than that. So we've got some stuff to go through, and we're just going to try to pop it off so that this isn't crazy long and it can get out to you today. For starters, let's go through what's been happening through December and January and why you guys haven't seen much of me or us in general. At the beginning of December, I was just coming off of Desert Bus, as you guys know. You could probably even tell in some of the Spyro Spyro streams, I was not fully with it because Desert Bus super threw off my sleep schedule. I was spending a good deal of time during the day just feeling dead. And so I was really working, trying to get that back on track. And it took longer than I expected it to. And then once I was okay sleeping, we had shopping to do and just general sort of crazy holiday stuff, as well as I was trying to come up with a new streaming schedule and just better things to do on the channel. And unfortunately, none of that came to fruition quickly enough because towards the end of December,
my grandma went to the hospital about a week before Christmas. She actually left the hospital on Christmas Eve. She had a heart attack and had to be taken in like 8 o'clock at night or so. Yeah. We were there really late.
And she's 90?
My grandma's turning 91 in April.
Yeah.
And she hasn't really had any major health problems up until this point that we were aware of anyway.
What they would call a tough old bird.
Yeah. And it was just a very stressful time for us, for my whole family. Now, good news, she's good. She got out of the hospital for Christmas. She ended up having to go back after Christmas for a couple of days, but now she has been home and she has seen doctors and she's got her medication worked out, and aside from her heart, which she has to take some medication for, she's one of the healthiest people they've ever seen.
At 90, yeah.
At 90, she's a tough lady.
None of us were in the mindset to be entertaining, and I didn't want to try to stream and just be morose and bring you guys down, so it's just been something. I know a lot of you guys, you're incredibly supportive, and everybody kind of tries to build a little safety net when somebody's having a hard time in the community, and that's awesome, but this particular thing was just a little too close to home and a little too real, and it just wasn't, we just weren't ready to really talk about it.
And it wasn't really until after, like, it was all said and done that even, like, extended friends and family that we know did we really talk about. Got informed about it, you know, because we didn't want to stress any of them out during the holidays or make anybody sad or anything like that, you know, and like I said, she's fine, and she's good, and she's home, and it's created a sort of a change in her lifestyle, but, you know,
it's been good.
We roll with the punches.
It ended up very much being a sort of blessing in disguise sort of thing. She would have been in, if this had gone on for a couple more years without a heart attack, it probably would have been a much sadder story. But thankfully it all worked out, and she's trucking along. And it actually gave way to a beautifully, maybe not relaxing, but relieving Christmas. Like she said, Grandma got out on Christmas Eve, and we had enough time that everything that we wanted to get done still got done, and we just had a nice sort of collective, you know, release of tension and breath on Christmas Day, and it was awesome. I would have loved to have done, like, again, like a haul video, I guess is what it technically is, because we got a lot of really cool shit. For one, the siphon, the coffee siphon that you guys have seen in this video, which New Year, much better coffee. As well as the lens that you are viewing us through right now is 2 of my just phenomenal gifts this year. We got a lot of really cool stuff, which obviously, you know, people can say all they want that it's not about the presents, but like, it's cool to get cool shit. And we were all very just sort of thankful to obviously get cool stuff, but it was a good holiday for just remembering that, like, being together and having everybody in one space was awesome. Lastly, the reason that January has been very lax in activity is largely on me. After all the stuff with, you know, hospitals, and I had some stressing things on my side of the family as well, I was just spent. I just wasn't in the mood, and I was trying to get out of that funk, and it has slowly worked. In conjunction with a couple other changes in our lives, I'm just in a much better place mentally now. But I was also I was really hung up on exactly what I wanted to do with the channel again, and then YouTube decided to start jerking people around. It has raised some concerns, which we are gonna address in this video. But all of that said, we were hoping to, again, get this going. I wanted to do this on February 1st, and it just wasn't gonna happen, and I decided not to stress myself all to hell to try to hit that deadline. So we're a couple days late, but we're getting it done. So that brings us to today. So let's go ahead and break down what we actually want to update you on. First off, on the personal notes, like I said, both of us are just sort of in better moods than we have been, getting out of that sort of winter funk, which is good. Both of us seem to have a lot more energy in the last few days, which is heartening. We've also been working a lot on our wedding plans, which I know I sort of mentioned to you guys in the past, but it's getting more real by the day. October 5th is the day, and we don't have a ton left to do, but what we do have left to do is like a multi-step sort of process, so we're just trying to not let that stuff fall by the wayside. So occasionally that has also contributed to delays of content, and it may do so again, and I'm not going to apologize for that, and I don't think you guys would expect me to.
As far as other things that have delayed some content, we've also been kind of trying to prioritize spending time with people we don't see as often in any way that we can. We don't have a super large circle of friends, but all the friends we have are really close friends, and everybody's busy, everybody has jobs, and so it's sometimes trying to find the time to see them can be
grab a moment.
Difficult, so you gotta grab a moment, and sometimes that interferes with being productive, I guess, but it's productive in a different way.
In a social way.
In a social way.
And then lastly, on a personal note, we actually... It's not so much a New Year's resolution, because we didn't want to call it that, because pretty much no one has a good track record with New Year's resolutions.
We've decided 2019 is the year of self-improvement.
Yes, just being a little bit better. So the first thing that we're starting to do, because it sort of ties into both taking care of ourselves better and also sort of prep for our wedding, is we are dieting. We're doing it together so that we have like a support network, and we did a bunch of research and kind of talked to some people that we trust, and got some information from some YouTubers that I trust to do solid research and things like that. And so we have ended up landing on the ketogenic diet, or keto, as it's pretty well known, like popularly.
Which is not at all an unusual choice nowadays.
No, it's getting quite popular. And on that note, we'll touch on it a bit more in a bit, but we are gonna probably try. We're gonna try to do it daily. If daily doesn't end up making sense, we will switch it over to weekly. We're gonna do basically regular updates so that the channel has at least something going on it every single day, to hopefully drive more traffic and maybe pull in a new audience who is, I don't know, health conscious or has...
Or just other people who are gamers, who are people who live our kind of lives.
Have trouble with weight management or just living healthily.
We're not the healthiest group,
No.
us gamers, and so maybe showing people the trials and
Maybe it'll help.
help.
Maybe it'll help some of you. I don't know. All right, here's the big stuff. This is the stuff you're going to want to pay attention to. I might even make a quick jump in the comments so that you guys can see this.
You make a timestamp.
Or a timestamp will pop up at the beginning. The updates for the channel, and this is... There are some bigger changes in here than I have done in the past, and I don't like that I'm springing this on you guys from no content to a change of content, but it's just the way that it is, and hopefully we can roll with it. If this doesn't end up working, obviously we will readjust and go from there. First and foremost, I've been gone for such a long time. I know a lot of you guys are still around, and that is incredibly awesome. It is frankly ridiculous, the number of regulars and the number of you guys who have stuck around with no content going on whatsoever.
And we love seeing how supportive you've all been of each other.
Yeah.
You guys have just been
It's
great.
awesome. But that being said, I know that having been off of YouTube for 2 months, as far as the internet is concerned, I'm dead. Like, I don't exist. So we are gonna have to build back up again, and that's just the long and short of it, and I'm okay with that. I sort of did this to myself in a way, but I have, I think, worked out a schedule that is gonna be more maintainable for me and just more effective for what I want to do. So first and foremost, some of you may know, I don't know if he's talked about it on his streams or not, but Skibbs does a lot of streaming. We've done a little bit of stuff together. But he came to me a little while ago and wanted me to do some work for him on the editing side of things. I have been cutting a best of video for him from a stream he did with Heavy Metal Coda a while ago. And
check out that stream, by the way.
Indeed, it's a very funny stream, and the best of will hopefully be done very soon. Hoping to finish it this week. The same week that this video goes up. But during that process, I remembered why I like edited content so much. I super enjoy the live streaming and being able to interact with you guys in real time. It's awesome. But there are some games and some things that just do not lend themselves to live. The quick example I've got in my head is that our roommate has never seen the game BioShock, which is just a phenomenal bit of media. And I'd love to like play it and have her watch. But similar to what we did with Until Dawn early in the channel's life cycle is, you know,
I'll go back and watch that.
Yeah, the roommate and I were experiencing it for the first time, and the Miz had already seen it. Something along those lines, but unfortunately, her schedule and my schedule don't line up super well, and her coming home from a long day of work and then trying to sit down and pay attention to a bit of dense gameplay is not conducive. So we would need to record that when we had the time, and it would make way more sense for it to be edited cleanly. And also, there's a certain amount of my style of comedy that I can't really put in live broadcasts. So that being said, what I'm looking at is dialing back my streams to 3 days a week, which is what I was doing originally, but making them longer. I think, for one, I have a lot better sleep now, and I don't get up at 4 in the afternoon. So I think what we're looking at, and I haven't 100% decided on the days yet, but it's either going to be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, which is probably the most likely, or maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But that very much depends on the Miz's schedule, because Monday is one of the days that we have to do stuff. It's one of the days off that she gets.
Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday are basically my I'm not
here
days. I work all day shifts on 2 of those days, and the other day I leave to do other things I have to do before I go to work.
And that's not to say that we wouldn't do other streams on occasion. Like if we got really into a game and we just wanted to keep playing it, maybe we'd do a Wednesday stream or a Friday stream or bonus stream. I would, of course, inform you guys of that. And if I wanted to do a stream with The Miz or something like that, that would all have to be on a Monday or a Sunday or something along those lines. Obviously, special cases will still happen, but I want the regular stream schedule to be as regular as it can be. I don't want to overload myself, but on that point, because I would be doing fewer days, I would want to do longer streams. So we're probably looking at around 10 to 12 hours. And I want to start around noon or 1 o'clock my time, and then go to midnight or 1 o'clock my time in the morning.
My time equals Central.
Central, yes. U.S. Central.
Central Standard Time.
And of course, I will warn you guys when daylight savings time is on or off, because we're American, we still do that stupid crap.
Unless you're in Arizona.
I'm going to be taking the rest of this week to finish up some work, but hopefully the beginning of next week I will have ironclad for you guys, and I'll tell you in the Discord, and I might even try to put it in my channel banner or something like that, what the new streaming days are for certain and what the new times are for certain. And with those other days, I'm hoping to work on that more edited and curated content, as well as have time to do vlogs and help cut like the diet stuff, and also possibly do some more works for Skip. The other thing that I need to talk to you guys about is the YouTube v Twitch situation. And the long and short of it is, YouTube has already not had a stellar year, and we're 2 months in, and the end of last year was not stellar for creators either. And so I feel like at this point, it's not really a choice. So what's gonna happen is I'm still gonna be multi-streaming, which means the streams will still go to both YouTube and Twitch, as they always have. But we are gonna be shifting And the primary chat place is gonna be moving to Twitch. And I'm sorry if that is inconvenient for people, but that is just the long and short of it. It's very, very easy to make a Twitch account. It's just as easy as it is to make a YouTube account. But moderation and just sort of crowd control and creator and audience interaction is just so much better supported on Twitch.
I know it sounds like frustrating right now because if you're not used to using Twitch, it's like, oh, I've
It's
got
very
another
weird.
service you have to deal with, and it can be confusing. And making another username, some people don't want to have to go to multiple places for their content. But ultimately, this is better for everyone. It's better
is,
for us,
yes.
and ultimately that means that it's better for the audience.
Yes. If you just absolutely hate it and you don't want to do it, that is okay. You can still go to the YouTube channel. I still appreciate the views there. Obviously, the streams are still going to be archived there, so if you miss a live broadcast, that's where you'll go. We
will still see your chat.
Absolutely.
It just won't be the main chat displayed on the screen.
Yeah, unfortunately,
in the same way.
At the moment, and to be fair, I haven't been streaming in 2 months, so maybe my streaming software is better and has fixed this now, but I have to pick which chat goes on the stream, even though I can see both chats. So if that hasn't been updated, I'm still gonna have to pick one, and I'm gonna, at this point, I am going to put the focus on Twitch. And again, I'm very sorry if that is too inconvenient for some of you, but I have to be thinking about this in the long term sort of thing. And it just, YouTube has shown time and time again, when they are dicking around with creators the size of Markiplier and Jacksepticeye and PewDiePie, you know they just ultimately don't care. And so I've got to go with the thing that is better for me to grow on, and thus better for you guys to consume it on.
That doesn't mean don't watch our YouTube channel, because
Yeah.
that's where the edited content will be going.
Yeah, one last thing I need to talk about as far as the channel, and that is monetization. And we've sort of wrestled with this a little bit in the past. At the moment, the only way to support the channel is by Patreon donation.
You mean PayPal?
Yes, PayPal donation through the stream service. And while it is incredibly appreciated, and once again, will never be required for you to enjoy any of the content that I make, at least at this point in time, but you know what I mean. It is very limited in scope, and I know some of you guys are uncomfortable with PayPal. So what I am working on is getting Patreon set up and running. I've been doing some research and trying to figure out some sort of tier lists that we can do for you guys. Trying to come up with some fun bonuses that won't strain me so hard that I can't keep up with them. And I am working on some form of merch. I'm basically using the Philip DeFranco method of monetizing a small channel.
If you don't watch Philip DeFranco, watch Philip DeFranco.
Indeed. It's basically the main place I get news from. But in any case, it'll probably be a shirt of some kind, maybe a couple if I can come up with some nifty designs. I imagine the first shirt will just be the name of the channel on a shirt. But you guys have talked about like mugs in the past. I don't know if that's feasible, but it's something I can look into. We're gonna figure something out, and obviously I will update you guys as those things come into fruition. Alright, so as far as new content, we have some stuff that we're gonna be trying. It might not all stick around depending on how you guys respond to it, but we're excited about a good chunk of it.
And I hope that you like me, or at least like my dumb, stupid face, because a lot of the new content will probably involve me in some way. I certainly hope so. A lot of the new content's going to involve me. Another thing that I am going to be doing to try to help the channel and maybe get more content for you guys is I'm going to learn how to edit, at least in a very basic way. I will be trying to do the primary editing for any of our keto video updates, so expect very little from them to start with as I get into it, but I do have some spare time that I can spend at least doing pre-cuts for videos as well, even if not the effects factor.
Something I can go in and tighten up later.
So that's something that you will hopefully be seeing. As far as additional content goes, we've bandied around several ideas for some live action content.
Sort of sketch comedy.
I've had a few ideas
sort of things.
for some sketches, which I know people have asked about in the past. I know we've.
Yeah, it's true. Beta asked us a couple of times.
Yeah, I think I've seen a couple other people ask. We've been asked about our like drama and theater backgrounds and things like that, and if we'd ever do any sort of sketch comedy. And at the time, not really, but I've had a few simple ideas that I think could be funny. We'll see how funny they are. We also have the intention of doing some best of videos of our own.
Yeah, having sort of crash coursed my way through figuring out what to do with Skibbs' content, I can now sort of see what I might do with my own.
We do want to make more vlogs because we do like talking to people.
You guys more or less seem pretty intrigued, and I super appreciate that. On the note of vlogs, I had an idea a little while ago, and I'm curious if you guys are interested. I usually try to make the vlogs about whatever it is I'm doing, the sort of like follow me around style of vlog. Are you guys interested, or would you be interested in sort of story time vlogs? Because I have led what I would call a above average interesting life. I've done some weird stuff, and I can spin a yarn. If you think it would be amusing. I could even do an example video if you'd like to see what the kind of things I'm talking about. A really good example, and I by no means am implying that I am as funny as him, but Olin Rogers, the It's a Monday guy.
Which if you haven't seen that video,
yeah, look that up immediately.
He has a cat named Starscream.
He does. I think he has two. I think he has Starscream and Megatron now. I'm not sure though.
I think Megatron's a kitten.
Yeah.
Actually, or at least was a kitten.
But no, sorry, getting off track. If you've never seen that video, go look it up. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Just sort of walking you through some strange experiences that I've had in my life, which would require a lot less active filming on my part, and again, would make editing and getting it up easier. Once Ms. is a bit stronger on the editing front, she will probably help me with vlog editing as well, because she has some downtime that I do not have.
We've also had an idea for a couple of potential series shows.
I just looked at you with surprise, and I was like, I totally can't even remember what you're talking about.
Well, springing it on him. There's been a few...
Right, the unwanted knowledge and stuff.
Yeah, I have a few things that I had originally intended to go onto my channel, which will probably never happen. But most of them involve this guy anyway, so there's no real reason why it can't go there. But I have a fairly interesting family, and with a fairly interesting set of skills.
Yeah.
So
okay, I know what you're talking about now.
I also am a bit of a crafting
hoarder.
Yeah, jack of all trades sort of thing. I like learning crafts. I like learning to do them, and then I get bored and then find a new one.
Yeah, as soon as you're proficient, we move on.
But I think it's super fascinating to see other people attempt crafts. So I would like to do a couple of series of things where it's teaching someone who doesn't know how to do something.
Like a Try Guys sort of thing?
Sort of a Try Guys sort of deal, but with less obviously fake incompetency.
Yeah.
Nothing annoys me more than that. And on that note, I've also fallen into a bit of a bad habit of watching 5-minute hack videos and things like that, and why it is by no means a unique video type, trying out those things, or just in general reacting to them. I think that I have a high level of proficiency with most of those sorts of things than your average life hack trier. So I would like to
barring
go through,
maybe Man vs. Pen.
Not to mention, I'd also like to explain exactly why the thing doesn't work and maybe how to do a better version of it that would make sense. But there are some truly bad ones out there.
Test, like test, fail, and improve, or something like that.
Kinda. It's not a bad idea. But that sort of thing might involve a bit more of my family.
Yeah,
as,
absolutely.
They are very
very handy in different ways.
Very creative people. We've also had some ideas for just things that we know that people know how to do, and sort of doing a bit of like, this is how this person does this. It's
like sort of making of videos. Again, the two of which would involve Skibbs. One of which I unfortunately don't have the time to help with this year, but I might be doing in the future. I don't want to spoil any of it because they're both pretty cool if we can get them to come together.
And the last one is we had talked about doing like at one point, like, sort of live action Let's Plays, a la AFK, or, things like that. Board games,
playing D&D, maybe something along those lines.
That sort of stuff.
If you guys are interested in that, let me know what you would be
We're
interested
throwing
in.
a lot of stuff at the wall
Basically.
and seeing what sticks. So some of this content might be something that really works out, and some of it might just vanish after a video or two, and that's just the growing pains of it.
And I'm like, you guys are usually pretty good about commenting. I really, really want to know what you think of these ideas, and when they come to fruition, which ones you really like.
Yeah, we want feedback on you. Genuine, honest feedback. If you're bored by it, or if you think there's something we could do better or be more interesting, we want to know that.
I'll warn you straight up, as far as like the AFK sort of things with board games and D&D and stuff like that, we'd be talking really low-tech stuff. I know for D&D, Critical Role kind of sets the mold, but they have a studio and professional cameras and makeup artists and lighting. I have a kitchen table and my iPhone. So we're not talking about anything crazy. D&D might even serve itself better as a podcast or something like that to start with.
It's all stuff that we're working on.
Very experimental stuff.
Yeah, stuff that you'll see upcoming and throughout, the next months and things like that. The last thing is a video I've actually recorded before, though I've never edited it, and at this point is a bit of an out-of-date piece of content. But it was an idea that I had originally for my channel, based entirely around how much I can talk about the things that I love, and how much the person that I love listens to me.
Not just you.
And how incapable he is of then forgetting that information once he's got it.
Basically, my brain is a trivia sponge. And while I may not be able to remember your phone number or your full name, I do still remember plot lines of sitcoms from 20 years ago.
And, more relevantly, I watch a lot of weird television shows, or just a lot of TV shows as well, CW shows, MTV shows, things like that, supernatural-based things, including the show Supernatural. And most of these shows are shows that he's never seen.
Maybe watched an episode.
Some of them not even an episode, some of them an episode or two. But he has corrected me on plot lines, names, and content in those shows that he didn't watch. And I kind of think that's hilarious and fascinating and makes for...
And a little sad.
And it makes for...
What am I forgetting that lets me remember those things?
Every day, man. Yeah. Every day ask myself
what childhood memories are gone?
so you can remember the name of the rival hunter group in Teen Wolf? The Mexican ones?
Calaveras?
Yeah.
That one's not quite too hard because it's really Grim Fandango, your main character is Manny Calavera. Why do I know that?
How long ago did you play Grim Fandango?
I don't know, a year? A couple of years? I never played it when I was a kid, even though people loved it.
It's the things like that, just sort of fun stuff that I think will be fun to see, maybe get a bit more of us, just maybe also find some interesting, other audiences that might be intrigued by...
Try to grow the brand.
Yeah.
As cynical as that sounds. We love you guys, and you guys are great. But I am trying to do this as a job.
We want more of you. You guys are great. We want more of you.
Exactly.
We want to spread the love around, and we want to share more content and more of the things that we enjoy, because if we enjoy them, other people must.
Hopefully you do too.
And that's a lot of that.
A lot of potential content. The last thing that I want to touch on is what to expect with the streams when we start back up again. Because I know I promised you guys a lot going into the end of the year, and then obviously, because of what we all just talked about, a lot of that did not come to fruition. So, I mentioned trying to stream Undertale. That is still a possibility. It is probably not going to be a thing we go right into. For one, I need to talk to mods, because I know we're going to need some mod control in chat. Because unfortunately, as apparently great of a game that it is, Undertale draws a very fanatic crowd. So much so that I believe they browbeat Markiplier into not playing it, or not finishing it.
He never finished it.
And that's
sad.
Really unfortunate, because from what I hear, the game is sort of about accepting people.
Nothing like acceptance to drive people apart.
Yeah, so that is still on the docket. It's not gone away. It's just going to take some prep, and it will probably have to wait until we have grown a little bit, and I have more than one mod who can be around for most streams. I also mentioned going back to Breath of the Wild and playing Master Mode. I will tell you now, I am more interested in it than I was the last time I talked. It's been a long enough I'm starting to get a little bit of an itch for a Zelda game, and it looks like we're going to be waiting for a little while longer before a new one hits the Switch. So I would be interested in doing that, and I think I sort of mentioned this in the past already. I would like to do it sort of in remembrance of and dedicated to Retro Techie. That is the series that he joined us on, is the series he liked watching the most, and I would like to do something wholesome to remember him by, because he was very cool, and it still super sucks that he's gone. And then lastly, as far as what you can expect to see, first and foremost sort of things, it's kind of going to be whatever the hell I want to play. I have been trying to sort of ride the waves of this thing is new. I have to make the gamble of, do people want to see someone play it, or do people not want to see someone play it because they want to play it themselves? And that has worked to some degree, but honestly, the things that have gotten the best response from you guys, aside from Zelda, have been the things that I enjoy playing. Because, go figure, people like watching people do things that they like. I am still up for input from you guys. If you guys just straight hate something, I'm more than happy to play stuff on my own, for my own entertainment. So I will still be looking for that feedback from you guys, but I think we're going to be a little less concerned, because we're going to be doing longer streams. I think we're going to be a little less concerned with finishing each individual game as we go. If I wake up, on a Tuesday or something like that, and we just played Kingdom Hearts, and I'm just not in a Kingdom Hearts move, maybe I throw on Fallout or something like that. I will still hopefully be giving you the content that you want. The variety of it will just hopefully be a little bit more increased. And that's not to say that we won't play a game all the way through. I got a couple of really cool ones for Christmas. God of War 4 in particular, which I, at one point...
I think it's just called God of War again.
It might be. I'm not sure.
People just don't like numbers.
Dad of War.
Dad of War.
Which I've heard is great, and I wasn't particularly interested in it to start with, but what I've seen of it over time without spoiling anything makes me very interested in it.
He has quite a back catalog of games.
Yes, it's just huge.
That we love to play, and we'd love to share with people.
And if I keep trying to play the newest stuff, I will never get to them. So I figure, why not? There will probably be more streams where we change games when I get bored of something or something along those lines. I also want to warn you guys, because of these longer streams, you might have even seen murmurs of this among other streamers. I am going to be trying to take care of myself a little bit better during these streams, which is going to mean taking semi-regular breaks so that I can stretch, and probably a longer, maybe 30 minutes to 45-minute break in the middle of the stream so that I can eat a actual meal rather than trying to scrounge or things along those lines. And I can't just order pizza like I used to, because I'm on a diet and pizza is a no-no. A possible bit of content that will end up on the YouTube side of things, because there's no home for edited content on Twitch currently, is a sort of pared down version of those streams. YouTube already archives them, but I have been tempted to download those files and cut out the pauses so that it flows like a long Let's Play. And again, if you are interested in that sort of thing, if you think that would be a better way to consume stream media, let me know. I'm very much wanting your feedback here. So yeah, that's the long and short of it. To give you a slightly more ironclad thing, I still haven't 100% decided what we're going to come back with. I do want to finish Spyro. I'm probably not going to go back to Birth by Sleep for a while, because I've played Birth by Sleep. So I might start up Dream Drop, because I understand I'm going to need to play that before I play Kingdom Hearts 3, which it will be on the docket very soon. I don't own it yet, but I will soon. I'm also looking at maybe going back and playing some Monster Hunter, because I super love Monster Hunter. I haven't played it in probably 4 or 5 months. But there are other things on the docket. I have some old games that I would love to find a way to stream for you guys. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but one of my favorite PS1 titles is called Legend of Dragoon, which she does not like, but it was one of my seminal growing up games. Along with a game called Threads of Fate, which no one knows.
That game is dope. I also owned that game.
And they would be very different content from what I've made before, because I know those games backwards and forwards.
But you guys seem to really enjoy, weirdly, my Tomb Raider stream.
Exactly.
And
that older... Again, there's a different sort of entertainment in watching someone do something that they know how to do, and watching someone do something they've never done before.
And
so
you guys,
hopefully you'd be interested.
Yeah, you guys
in
seem to really click into that sort of nostalgia content.
So yeah, that is the long and short of it. This is a much longer update than normal, but like I said, we've been gone for 2 months, so there was a lot to cover. Thank you for being so incredibly patient and not just abandoning ship lately. It would have been very easy to do. I am very excited to be back doing stuff again.
And we're doing stuff we want to do. We're focused.
Yes.
We're excited to do stuff because we're focusing.
YouTube has decided that trying to do anything to please the algorithm doesn't work, so you might as well make what you love.
And that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, so that is where we are. Thank you again. This should hopefully be up later today. It's very, very early on Tuesday morning that we're recording this, and I'm going to try my damnedest to get it edited and up before the end of the day. That is all from us. Thank you so, so much. And until the next one, do good, be kind, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.